Stand, please.
Have you reached a verdict on which at least 10 of you agree?
No.
And do you think if I gave you any more time, you would be able to reach a verdict on which at least 10 of you agreed?
No, I'm sorry.
In which case, I'm obliged to call the trial to a halt and discharge you, the jury. And having consulted with the prosecution in anticipation of such an outcome, it is my duty to tell you, Mr. Collins, that the prosecution intend to offer no further evidence. And as such, given this was the third trial for the same offense, you are now formally acquitted of all charges and are free to leave. Court will now adjourn.
You cannot do this, you bastard! You malefactor!
Family, her mum, her dad, and her sister.
Do you have any new leads?
We'll be reviewing all the evidence we have. Excuse me.
Are there any other suspects?
Will, are you looking for anyone else?
No, we're not looking for anyone else.
Okay. I'm gonna get our car to come around the back. It's insane out there. Come on. David?
No. No.
Dave! Dave!
Family, would you be suing the police, David?
You'd be suing the police.
7 years ago, I was sent to prison for something that I did not do. For a terrible crime that I did not commit. Overnight, I lost my wife. I lost my liberty. And most importantly, I lost my kids. Why? Because of the Forensic Science Service's criminal negligence. And because of a police investigation that bent every bit of evidence to fit a theory that was clearly wrong. And more important than that, much worse, was that ordinary people lied. They lied for their own ends. And if they're watching this now, then I want them to know that I will expose them. I will expose them for what they have put me through. I've had 7 years of my life stolen. And now I want justice. I want my wife's real killer found. I want those that lied brought to book. And I want my children back.
Thank you, ladies
Where
and
will you
gentlemen.
live, Mr. Collins?
Would like to get home. Thank
Thank you. No more questions. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me. No more questions.
We should have been more honest with the children. We should have told them this was a possibility.
What would we have said, Rob? Is what?
It's not just a question of having an open mind, DCI Beach. We have to be seen to have one.
It was a stupid thing to say, obviously. It's just we all know he was released on a technicality, so... I've never worked on a case that explored more possibilities, sir. There was no one else. It was him.
Well, I hope so. The public hardly need another reason to distrust us, do they? Which is why I know you'll understand my need now for a fresher pair of eyes.
Dear Hudson. Yes, sir.
No. It's all right, darling. No. Why?
In March 2015, the Forensic Science Service laboratory, which handled the original evidence, was found to have routinely broken standard storage protocols, making it impossible for the court to discount cross-contamination took place. With this, the third such collapse trial.
So I presume you've seen the news.
Government ministers are now asking for...
Why don't you come over later, see the kids?
Following further expected...
We can have a chat.
Too.
So I want you to pick a team completely unconnected to the original investigation, and then I want you to start again.
To investigate this case as if she were killed yesterday. You think you can do that?
Yes, sir. Why not?
Oh, there are about 50 reasons why not walking the corridors of this station alone, D.I. Hudson. But we need to send a message out that despite DCI Beach's remarks this morning, we take the court's decision very seriously indeed.
Yes, sir, of course.
Good. And keep me up to speed on any new developments. I've got the Home Office breathing down my neck.
What about the other evidence?
Well, in the end, the jury must have decided that the other stuff was just too circumstantial.
What's circumstantial?
Well, it means that it was helpful for the original case, but not on its own enough to prove guilt.
Her blood was on his coat.
It was. But the jury believed it might have got there by accident at the forensic laboratory.
But what about all the other stuff he did to her? Hitting her and the threats he made to you?
It doesn't prove that he murdered anybody.
What was he talking about when he said people had lied?
Well, if he wants people to believe him, he's going to have to say we all lied, isn't he?
Did you?
Of course not, Jack.
So you still think he did it?
Well, yeah. In the end, you know, I would think it's probably best not to dwell on our own opinions, I think. Truth is, we'll probably never know one way or the other.
This is so fucked up.
Jack, I know this must be...
Just leave him, love. Just let him have some time on his own.
What's to stop him just taking us back?
Lots, Rosie, there is lots to stop him.
I bet he's gone to live with Uncle Phil. It's only 15 minutes away. He could come and take us when we're outside school. And he killed our mum and he could kill us.
so sorry.
Here we go.
How long have you been here?
About 6 months. Well, the old place was too big, really, and, well, your case took up a fair amount of time. Both gave me the excuse to chuck in my shite job and, well, to take one that I actually enjoy, for which, my dear brother, I am eternally grateful. Sorry, I didn't know how today was going to go. Obviously, I'll clear all this out now.
Phil.
Shut up.
I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to thank you.
You would have done the same for me.
Nah, I bloody wouldn't have.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to stick the kettle on. There's a few boxes of stuff from your old house there. I managed to get in before Alice took everything.
Well, they're still just outside Elsham.
Yeah. Drive over every now and then just to see the kids.
Well, see them. Have you spoken to them, Phil?
No, from a distance. Taken a few photos over the years. They're in there too.
Yeah.
Milk and sugar.
Hey.
Why?
Listen, I had no idea he was going to give me the case.
I know.
And obviously I've got no choice about whether I had to say yes or...
It's all right. It's all right. I'm pleased for you. Of course I am. And I'm here for you if you need any help, genuinely.
Listen, he knows you got it right.
Does he? Didn't sound like it to me. Jesus, maybe there is someone else out there. Maybe I did get it wrong.
No, you didn't get anything wrong. You know that. Everyone knows that. I'm just going to do what I'm told and do what's required of me, and then I have absolutely no doubt that I will come to exactly the same conclusion that you did 7 years ago, okay? Everything's going to be fine, babe. Look. He's arrived this morning.
Oh.
I thought maybe we could have a look over the weekend.
Okay.
If you're about.
Yeah. That's nice.
That is nice.
Only 2 bedrooms, though.
Yeah, really smooth.
Bit far away.
Steve, Mary-Louise, can I see you both in here, please? Graham, can I see you as well? So these are copies of the original Tara Collins case file. Please take one each, digest, and then tomorrow, first thing, we start again. And just... we're probably not going to find anything which puts Collins back inside. CPS have never sanctioned a fourth trial for the same offence. But what we might find if we give this our very best efforts is evidence which proves conclusively this time what actually happened that night. And I think we owe Tara's family that, at the very least. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, I expected you earlier. They're both asleep now. Took me back watching all those news reports. I can't manage on what you give us, Tom.
Well, that's what the courts decided was fair.
Yeah, well, courts can get it wrong though, can't they?
What were you thinking?
Another $5 a year.
I can't afford to pay you another £5,000 a year, Louise.
Really? You're a consultant now. And all that private work. All those pretty young milfs who pay you to peer between their legs. How is your new wife, by the way? Yeah, it took me back, Tom. Took me right back.
Yes, I'm sorry to say that in certain circumstances, special guardianship can be revoked. But I think the key thing here, if it went to court, what the judge would want to know more than anything else, and actually what both sets of parents should want to know, is what do the kids want?
Well, they want to stay with us. Of course they will.
Okay, so you've already spoken to them about this?
Well, no, not directly. It's all happened so fast, but, you know, we don't need to, we just know.
Yeah, they hardly remember their father. Jack was 8, Rosie was 5. He'd be a stranger to them. Now all the friends are here, their family, their school, everything's here. None of this even takes into account what they still believe he did, of course.
Absolutely. And all of those are very powerful arguments. But I also imagine that in time they'll come to accept the fact that he's been acquitted. And notwithstanding all the other points you make, they are still his kids. All I'm saying is, if he does apply for an access order, they'll take it very seriously. And given that, my advice to you is to start a dialogue with him.
What, with David?
I know that might seem impossible right now, but trust me, going to court is not only incredibly expensive, it's traumatic for everyone, especially the kids. But if you can talk and find some compromise, there might just be a way forward that works for everyone.
I will never get over what that man did to my family. And I want you to know that if I was ever in the same room as him, I would try and kill him.
I'm going to nip down the shops to get some grub. Is there anything in particular you fancy?
Can I go?
Of course you can. And you don't have to ask.
No, sorry, force of habit.
Here you go. And, maybe grab some beers? Oh, I got you this. It's, an old one of mine, but should be okay. I've stuck my number in it and your lawyer's.
Right. I'm going to pay you back, Phil, for everything. I swear.
Eva, I'm so sorry. Traffic was mental. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sorry, baby.
Tim!
Tim, it's me. Dave.
You all right?
You're my daughter's godfather. You're my friend, Tim.
I'm not your friend. You have no friends. Now fuck off back under that stone you crawled out from.
I am innocent! I am innocent! And you say it! Dave, stop! Dave! No, wait! No! I didn't get to go to the wife's funeral! I saw my wife's grave 4 hours ago! Let's go home!
We wouldn't let him take you, Rosie. Either of you. You're safe here with Mum and Dad. Always.
If you're watching this, the kids and me, we love you so much, and we miss you, and we just want you back. And if anybody is watching this and knows where she is, contact her. We just want her back with her family. So, we love you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Collins won't be answering any questions at this time. Thank you very much.
Can't sleep.
Come here.
If you feel bad, just text me, right? I'll come get you.
Why weren't you last night? I gave you a call.
Well, my phone was on silent and then it was late.
Ah. You know that three-bedroom Ripley? Perfect.
Yeah, that was the one I liked.
Yeah? I could get a transfer to Banham, you could stay here. It's only a 10-mile commute for each of us.
Yeah.
Great. So, shall I arrange a viewing? You around this weekend?
Yeah, perfect.
Great. Hey, anything you want me to go through with you?
No, I'm good. Thanks, though.
So your sister-in-law offered to take on the children?
Yeah.
And with your blessing?
No, absolutely not, no. No, because I knew at that point, right, that she'd told the police lies about me.
About you hitting your wife?
Among other things, yeah.
And so you resisted it?
Yeah, I tried to. I wanted my brother to look after him.
And he agreed to move down from Bolton after Tara died.
But they put up a very powerful argument in court saying that the kids knew them better. And that they loved them, and it was the least disruptive option for everyone.
And this was true?
No. She'd been a good aunt. And she didn't have any kids of her own, so I'm sure that she did love them, yeah. Still does, in fact.
Okay. And am I right in thinking that you haven't seen your children since the day you were arrested? Because?
Well, I wanted them to visit me, of course, but they refused.
And did you write to them?
Yeah, I did, at first, yeah.
And did they write back?
I got a response to my first letter from my son.
Right.
Which was understandably very angry.
Okay. I only ask because in terms of the court, they will think that 7 years is a very long time for a child not to have any contact with a parent. They've lived longer without you than with. And you just need to be aware that they will consider this. But they are your kids. And on balance, I still believe that the courts would say you have a right to see them.
Yes.
But what would actually be better is if we could open a dialogue with the guardians. If both sides start talking, we could resolve the issue without getting the courts involved at all.
Speak with Alice.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
But if I was in the same room as that woman, I don't think that's going to be a possibility.
It's very clear to me that David Collins remains the most credible suspect. We know the blood on his coat was his wife's. We have the sister's testimony that there was a history of violence from him towards Tara. We have a witness who heard a woman's scream coming from the direction of their house at approximately 11 p.m. And we know that Collins lied about his friend Tom Wilson being at their house until 11:30 that night. Wilson actually left at 10:30, which meant Collins would have had time to drive to Dedham Lakes and back before being seen by their milkman at just after 5 a.m. But if this murder had happened yesterday, I would be exploring other avenues as well. Steve, Tom Wilson. When he was first interviewed, his account tallied with Collins. He said he was drinking and playing cards with him until 11:30. But then 3 days later, he revised his timings. I want to know why he changed his mind. Mary-Luz, you and me are going to look at Collins again, but also Alice Moffat. Probably not going to be a popular line of inquiry, but the fact is she did pretty well out of Tara's murder. Before that, she and Rob were living in a one-bedroom flat in Malling. Always wanted kids. Husband was infertile. So with Tara dead and David in prison, she had herself a ready-made family. So I want to go through everything that happened that night. I want to talk to Alice about the meal she had with Tara that evening and speak to the witnesses from the restaurant. Lastly, just let's do ourselves a favor. None of this is going to play well out there. So until we're obliged, let's just give all information out on a need-to-know basis. Great.
Hello?
Mr. Collins, this is D.I. Kathy Hudson. Your brother gave me your number. I thought it might be useful if we met.
The Collins case?
Yeah.
What on earth could Tom tell you about the Collins case?
Why is he around?
He's doing a lecture tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, no problem. I'll just give him a call then. Have you got his mobile?
Give me yours and I'll get him to call you.
So how long have you two been married now then?
2 years.
Oh, and he never mentioned that he used to be David Collins' best friend.
I'll get him to call you.
Thanks for your time.
children. Alice, will you just listen? What about what the kids want?
Well, we already know what Rosie wants.
We know what a very confused 12-year-old girl wants.
No, she's terrified of him, Rob.
Yeah, of course she is, because of everything she thinks she knows about.
What do you mean she thinks she knows? What does that mean?
Look, whether we like it or not, he has been released, and he will be going after some sort of access with a very good chance of getting it. So however we do it, we need to help the kids accept that.
Our children, even spending an hour with that man makes me feel sick.
His children.
No. They are not his kids. He gave up that right when he killed their mother. They're ours, Rob. They are yours and mine. They're Tara's.
This is not helpful.
Really.
God, you have such a fixed view of everything. The case Tara.
The last 7 years wasn't just my take on things. It was the police's, it was ours, it was everybody's.
Maybe we were wrong. Look, all I'm saying is that after 3 trials, he has been released.
On a technicality.
Yeah, maybe, but...
Maybe. I can't believe you're even beginning to try and defend that man. Rosie? Rosie? Rosie!
My Jack, thank you for your letter. I completely understand your anger. And if what I've been accused of were true, you would have every right to hate me as much as you say you do. Please believe I am innocent. All I can think of is the day you released.
Hello?
And when exactly did Agatha Wachowski stop working for you? And any idea at all where she is now? Any of your staff who might know? No, I do understand. You get a lot of churn with immigrants, but worth asking, maybe. Okay, tell you what, how about I drop by right now and interview them all myself? Yes, I'll hold.
So, do you still think I killed her?
Yeah. On balance, I do, yes. But there are some gaps in the original investigation which I want to look into. And I intend to find out the truth. If you think that'll be good for you, you'll help me. If you don't, you won't. So there are 3 main areas that I want you to go away and have a think about. Firstly, and most importantly, can you think of anyone who would have maybe wanted to hurt Tara? So I want you to think about her behaviour in the months leading up to her death and ask yourself, did anything odd happen? Maybe something that's occurred to you since the original investigation, which might help us. A fractured cheekbone that she suffered 3 months before she died. Obviously, she said she'd been mugged. Same thing. Can you go back over the days leading up to this incident and ask yourself, did anything unusual occur? Anything at all? And then lastly, the blood on your coat. If it wasn't cross-contamination, any other suggestions for how it could have got there? It's my card. Call me anytime, night or day.
He told the police that I was with him till 11:30, and I corroborated that because I just assumed he was telling the truth. And it was only later I realized that I couldn't have been. I had an early surgery the following day, and there's no way that I would have been out that late. And my wife confirmed that.
Okay. So it was a full 3 days later that you decided to come forward and correct your statement? Why was that?
Because David was a friend, and because I knew I would be trashing his alibi. At that stage, I didn't seriously think that he could have done it. So I held off. And I ended up as an accessory to murder. And no one signs up for that, do they?
There you go, sweetheart.
Thank you.
I'll drive her back in an hour or so. Maybe they'll have resolved it by then.
Did you ever wonder why she never talked to us? Tara, I mean. About David hitting her.
There are things you don't tell a parent that you tell a sister.
Are there?
She wouldn't have wanted to worry us. But you were there, Pete, when he threatened Alice. When he threatened to kill her, just before he was charged. We both saw that, didn't we?
I'd like to go over what you saw that night at the restaurant, Agatha.
I said all this 7 years ago. I went through everything then.
I just need to clarify a couple of things. Do you remember if they ate?
No, they eat nothing. They drink. All night, very drunk. Particularly her, the older one.
Alice?
Yeah, Alice.
And what was their mood?
Very good spirits. Laugh, laugh, laugh till last 20 minutes. And shit, nasty roll until they leave.
I have here, you said they're in good spirits, laughing and joking all night.
Not all night, the last 20 minutes.
And the other woman working that night? Sylvie.
She didn't mention anything about a row? Sylvie was on a different section. Plus, she didn't see what I see when I went out for smoke.
What did you see?
Well, I told police officer. By lavatories, big sister grabbed a little one by throat and pushed him to the wall.
Why were you not called as a witness at the trial?
I don't know. I returned to Poland for a year just after I gave statement, but I would have come back if they asked.
Okay, thank you.
Phil? Quick work, mate. All right? Yeah, all good, mate, all good. But I just wanted to say that, well, you're not going to be doing yourself any favours, fella, letting him stay at yours. No one's got a problem with you, and we understand that he's, well, you know, his family, but, well, he'll have to find somewhere else to live.
He'll live where he wants, mate. It's a free country, last time I checked.
He needs to leave, mate.
You got you there. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. And that, young man, is how you incapacitate your criminal golden bank robber. Right. Go and clean your teeth. I'll come read you a story, all right? Chop, chop.
Oh, you know what? I've just remembered. We did actually try and get hold of her, but she came from some arse end village north of Gdansk, and we never managed to track her down. I mean, obviously, if her statement had been key, we might have tried a little harder, but...
Right. It's just because she now says that she told you that she saw Alice assault her sister that night.
Assault her?
Yeah.
Assault her how?
She said you grabbed her by the throat and pushed her against a wall.
Jesus. No. She never said anything remotely like that. I mean, obviously she didn't, because if she had done it, it would be in her witness statement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah, it would. I'm just wondering why she'd say that to me.
I don't know. Maybe she remembered it wrong. Or maybe she's got some agenda we don't know about. You tell me.
I don't know. No idea.
There you go.
Jack, Rosie, supper.
Where's Jack? I thought he was down here. He's not upstairs.
Is he with Dad? Rob, have you seen Jack?
Isn't he back?
No. Call his mobile.
Jack? Jack?
Jack? Oh my God, oh my God.
Hi, Jack. Give us a bell as soon as you get this message, will you? Cheers, mate. Voicemail.
Oh, I just presumed he'd be in his room. That means he hasn't been home since school.
That's fine. He'll be at some club and just forgotten to dial.
It's 7:30, Rob. Rosie, darling, do you want to lay the table? What if he's taken him?
He won't take him.
He knows this house. He knows where we live.
I'll call the police.
Hello, mate.
What the fuck are you doing in my house? What do you want? Oh, it's all right, love. I'm just on the phone. How did you get in here?
Back door was open. I was worried about you, mate.
I'm calling the police.
No, Tom. No need. I'll go. I'll go. Just wanted to see you, mate. And I wanted to ask you. Were you just fucking my wife? Or did you kill her too?
It's all right, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine.
Back anytime now. Sorry, sir. This is Dad.
Why are you taking me? I don't understand what the problem is.
Get in the car, son.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Jack?
I just want to see my dad.
On your head.
Jack? No, wait. Wait, please! Jack! That's my son! Jack! Jack!
I know this is a really confusing time for you, darling. I understand how difficult it's been for you, but you cannot go running off like that, sweetheart. Seriously, you frightened Rosie half to death. You frightened me half to death, darling.
Yeah, of course you are. And we know you're not a child anymore, but we love you and we worry. That's all Mum's saying. Alice.
Jack, listen. We've got no idea what the next few weeks are going to be like.
He's my dad. But if I want to see him, you can't stop me.
Jack. Jack!
You should have called me, Phil.
No, I did. Several times. I let him in, but then... Well, Alice must have called the police because they turned up a couple of minutes later.
I'm his dad. What do they think I'm going to do to him? I'm his dad. Did he say anything? What did he say?
Well, not a lot, just he wanted to see you.
I missed him.
David Collins is a sick man. I don't know how many more ways I can say it.
He was your best friend.
Well, right up until he beat his wife to death and dumped her body in a lake. Look, they may have let him out, but we all know he did it. And anything he says now, any accusations he makes, are just the delusions of a guilty man. Trust me.
What if Wilson calls the police?
I didn't touch him,
Oh,
Phil.
yeah, but you thought about it.
He was sleeping with my wife.
Oh.
My best friend was sleeping
Dave.
with my wife. And then, something happened, I'm not sure what, but he killed her.
We've been through this.
He killed her.
Dave, we've
and then
been through this.
He framed me to cover his tracks, and that's what
you
happened,
had
Phil.
absolutely no proof of that. Not a single shred of evidence.
No, you listen to
and
me.
I didn't spend 7 years campaigning to get you out so that you can chase shadows. You think of Jack and Rosie. Right? They have to be your priority now. Let the police deal with Tom Wilson. Come with me. Come on. Look forwards, mate. Look back.
Cause of death was a single blow to the head. The shape of the wound suggests we're probably talking about some kind of hammer. The lake was dragged repeatedly, but no weapon was ever found. So, Tara was placed in a sleeping bag and then wrapped in a tarpaulin, which was secured at both ends with a distinctive knot called a butterfly knot. This one here. And she'd probably still be down there if the diving club hadn't found her. So this was a meticulous job. And whoever did it was cold, calm, and collected.
Jack wants to meet David, and obviously we're very concerned for his welfare.
We're also worried about the effect it'll have on Rosie.
Yeah, so we need to know which side the judge is likely to come down on.
We both feel that it's not in the kid's best interest to have any contact with him.
Well, Jack is nearly 16, so who he chooses to meet is not a matter for the courts. And as for Rosie, Mr. Collins has a right to see her. I received an application for contact from his solicitor this morning.
Well, we'll contest it.
Well, you can, but I would strongly counsel you against it. Courts take a dim view of that, and in extreme circumstances can reverse custody in favor of the father if he demonstrates a more constructive attitude. Look, instead of saying a blanket no, we'll say a not now. We'll argue that Rosie's distress is such that she needs a period of 3 months or more before any formal contact is made. Look, I know this isn't what you wanted to hear, but I'm just giving you the facts. This process has started now, and I'm afraid there's very little you can do to stop it.
The application only takes 2 to 3 weeks, but the Moffats may try to delay things, in which case you could be looking at 3 to 6 months.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to see my daughter for 6 months.
Worst case scenario.
6 months?
Be under no illusions. You're at the start of a long road. Even when contact is granted, you won't be allowed unfettered access. Initial meetings with Rosie will last no longer than an hour, supervised by a court-appointed volunteer.
So, I have to prove to a bunch of strangers that I'm a fit dad?
Basically, yes.
Could you do that, Mike? Huh? Could you do that? Could you audition to be your kid's dad?
In your position, yes. You could. If you can find the patience, there's nothing to stop you having a full relationship with both your children in time. In the meantime, there's no restrictions at all on non-physical contact. Twitter, Skype, Facebook. If I were you, I'd start there.
In a previous statement, you said that you met your sister at a local brasserie that night.
Yeah, for a drink, yeah.
And that you spent a pleasant evening together, and that you passed on good terms.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just that we now have a witness who insists that, far from being a friendly drink, the atmosphere between you became increasingly hostile during the evening and ended with you assaulting Tara.
No. No, that's absolutely not true.
She said you grabbed her by the throat and pushed her against a wall.
No, I would never do that. No.
Who the hell is this witness anyway? This is the first we've ever heard of her.
Yeah, and we are looking into why this evidence wasn't presented to you before. But right now we're treating it as credible.
Well, she might think that's what she saw, but I'm telling you now, it's not what happened. Like I've said before, Tara wanted to talk about her marriage.
You said in your original statement that she was thinking of leaving her husband.
Yeah. She hadn't loved him for some time. She felt that the marriage had run its course. But she was frightened about leaving because of the effect it would have on the kids. She felt very trapped. And that night she needed someone to talk to, to let off steam with. She cried. I cried. We both had a bit to drink. Things got quite emotional because I felt that she actually had to leave him because it wasn't fair to subject the kids to a toxic marriage. And then at the end of the night, I gave her a big hug. Maybe that's what your witness saw. But I can categorically tell you that I did not push my sister anywhere. What I can also tell you, in fact, what you already know, is that David Collins beat my sister throughout their marriage. He put her in hospital 3 months before she died. He had her blood on his jacket when he was arrested. So please, seriously, for all our sakes, you do your job and you prove that he murdered my sister.
Excuse me.
There's no need to worry. All that's happened is that your dad has made a formal request to see you.
Nothing will happen straight away. Ultimately, it's up to you two how little or often you see him. The law's there to protect you. To protect us.
Yeah, your dad's indicated that he'd like to see you as soon as possible.
But we feel it's best if we wait a little while. Till everything settles down a bit, We're going to suggest that nothing happens for the next 3 months or so.
Well, let's get to the end of term, and then we were thinking that we'd go away somewhere fun. Maybe New York?
What do you think?
Yep.
got a confession to make. The estate agent said there'd already been loads of interest, and I knew you were snowed under. So I went and saw it on my own. I know, but it's perfect. There's 3 big bedrooms. There's a huge garden, plenty of room for a trampoline, and I really think if we move quickly, we could snag it. So what do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds great. Just, I thought you didn't want to rush this.
But I love you. And I want us to be a proper family.
Dear Hudson.
It's David Collins I'd like to meet. Tara was seeing someone else. A year or so before she died, she went to a book group on Thursday nights. She hardly read at home, but she never missed a meeting. And then one day she just suddenly stopped going. She never said why. And I remember thinking at the time that she seemed really down. And this was about 4 or 5 months before she was murdered. And this was about the same time that Tom Wilson stopped coming to our house.
So you're saying you think it was him she was seeing?
Yeah, I am.
And you think he may have had something to do with her death?
Yes, because he lied. He lied about what time he left our house.
Did you mention this to the original investigation?
No, because I hadn't worked it out then. But I had a lot of thinking time after I was convicted.
Did you ever see them together?
No, not like that, no.
You didn't find anything incriminating, like photos or texts or anything?
Sorry. No, sorry.
Tell me about your marriage.
Well, to start with, it was normal. We were happy.
So why did she want to leave?
I think in the end she found me limited. I think she wanted something more.
With a rouse?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Towards the end, yeah, we did.
Did you ever hit her?
No. No, I have never hit a woman in my life.
Was she going to take the kids? Did you discuss that in the days leading up to her murder?
I don't remember.
Alice Moffat described your marriage as toxic. She said you beat Tara, you were violent, you were domineering.
No, she's lying.
Why would she do that?
Why don't you ask her?
If I were you, I wouldn't believe a single word that bitch says.
Alice, off to the boatyard.
Okay.
What did Mum say?
She's not happy, but I'm still going to see him.
Are you nervous?
A bit.
What are you going to say to him?
I have no idea. No, it's fine. I'm going to be a couple of hours and then I'll be back, all right? Promise. Well, let's go.
Thanks for coming. I nearly didn't. But in the end, I couldn't resist. Does Tom know I'm here? No. Good. Can I get you anything? Should we cut to the chase, Melissa? I didn't come here for the coffee. I wanted to ask you about Tom and Tara. David Collins seems convinced that they were having an affair. And what does Tom say? He denies it. And you have reason to doubt him? No. I'm pregnant, Louise. Nearly 3 months. So if there is anything that you know, anything you can tell. Okay, it's your life, Melissa, but if I were you, I would get rid of it. And get out while you still can. I want us to have another look at Tara Collins' mugging. She presented at A&E with a broken cheekbone. She said she'd been attacked in the street. I'm not convinced. There were only 3 other assaults reported in Exminster that year. All of them were teen-on-teen crimes.
You think she was lying?
Well, it was 3 months before she died. Maybe she hadn't decided to leave Collins at that point. Maybe she was covering for him. But he was convinced she was having an affair with Tom Wilson. What was your interview with him like, Steve?
He seemed pretty kosher to me. I chatted with his PA and went over his diaries. He did have an early surgery the morning after Tara Collins disappeared. And I felt it was very credible. I suspect he did leave when he said.
All right. Can you check all hotels within a 5-mile radius of Exminster? We're looking for credit card payments, hotel reservations in Tom Wilson's name, anything to suggest he might have been having an affair.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'm going to talk to the neighbour about the scream she heard that night. What have we got on Alice and Tara?
Everyone I've spoken to says they were close, but I've checked their phone records and it's a bit odd. Sometimes they chatted 2-3 times a day. Other times they would go weeks, even months, without communicating at all.
Get a warrant for the content. And can we have another look at their finances, their lifestyles? Tara was younger, but she had the big house, the kids, the money, and that caused tension between her and Alice. But this mugging, I think it's key. Someone attacked Tara Collins in the months leading up to her death, and I want to know who that was.
I really can't believe this.
Why would she say something like that? Why would she say something so disgusting?
Because she hates me. Because I left her. I mean, it's that simple. To be honest, I'm more confused as to why you were even talking with her in the first place.
Because you're not telling me everything.
Because there's nothing to tell. Louise is jealous, and David wants the world to believe he's an innocent man. I wasn't having an affair with Tara Collins. Don't play their game, sweetheart.
Thomas or Tom Wilson? I'm looking for reservations, room charges.
No, sorry, I can't help you.
Okay. Yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for checking.
My first instinct was that it was a fox. It's only later I realized it must have been a woman's cry.
Right. You didn't mention that in your original statement, that you thought it might have been a fox.
No. The officer told me that wouldn't be helpful.
I see.
I didn't want to let him down because he had been so kind and so attentive.
Okay. Can you remember his name, the officer that you spoke to?
Hey.
Sorry, I thought I didn't see you. I thought you were going to come in through there. It's just... Do you want a drink or something to eat?
Yeah, just a Coke.
Coke? Okay.
Yeah, please. I can't stay very long. Rosie's a bit scared.
Okay.
Of this.
I don't blame her, you know. Or you. I mean, you hardly know me. But I want that to change, Jack. And I want to tell you that I loved your mum very much, and I would never have hurt her. And, I'm not who they say I am.
I know you're worried about today, sweetheart, but it won't change anything. Rob will always be your dad in every way that matters, and I'm still your mum. We love you, darling. And we'll always, always look after you, no matter what. Okay?
Gov, I've been going through Alice Moffat's bank statements and I think I might have found something.
School okay?
No, it is what it is.
Yeah. Seems like you got a load of mates. That Jason seems like a nice one.
James, yeah.
James, that's it.
He's crazy, but he's nice.
And what about girlfriends? You must have them queuing up.
Nah, not really. It's not really my scene.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I thought...
Oh, not like that. It's just after Mum died, everyone knew who we were. And some people said really nice things, but most people didn't. And we moved schools and stuff, but it was the same everywhere. In the end, it became easier to not let anyone get too close. It's better off that way.
I'm sorry, Jack.
She's not at home and she's not answering her phone.
Yeah, she's shopping with her daughter. Probably just out of signal.
Perhaps you can help me?
Yeah, if I can.
According to her bank statements, Tara lent Alice nearly £20,000 over a 3-year period. 6,000 in 2005, same again in 2006, and then 7,500 in 2008. And as far as we can ascertain, that money was never paid back.
No, it wasn't.
Would you mind telling me what it was for?
No, not at all. It was for IVF.
Right.
But we had 3 rounds of IVF on the NHS, but our only option then was to go private. We didn't have the cash, but Tara was doing well, so... Sorry, is that a problem?
No, it's just probably wires crossed on our end, but I thought the problem lay with you, not Alice.
No, I was fine.
Right. Because Alice specifically told DCI Beach that she didn't have kids because you were infertile.
Oh, she's probably just embarrassed, trying to protect herself.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Sorry, I've got to pick Jack up.
course, yeah. Can you ask Alice to get in touch when she can?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Must have been 10 years since I was last here.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I'm gonna race you down there to the end of the pier. I mean, it's been a while, but,
I mean, if you think you can handle it.
Okay. On your marks. I'm getting it on you. I used to let you in back then as well.
There you go. Nice, careful.
All right.
Change.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, good. Thanks, Dad.
Aye. Rob? Rob.
You should have seen the look on his face.
What were you expecting?
Jack was standing right there.
Maybe that was the point. You know, Rob's been a dad to Jack for nearly 7 years. He's not going to want to give that up easily. But by the looks of things, he's made a pretty decent fist of it. No, all I'm saying is you might want to think about what you owe Rob and Alice, you know, what unites
I
you.
don't owe them anything. They stole my kids from me, Phil.
No, they did what they thought was right. And there's no point getting angry about things that you can't change.
Well, that's easy for you to say. You're not the one that's getting stared at and threatened.
Hey, and I understand that.
Do you? I'm the one that's got the life sentence, Phil, not you. You might want to remember that.
Was he like you remembered?
Kind of. I mean, he's older and thinner, but still Dad.
I can't remember anything about him. I've tried, but there's nothing there. Of him or of Mum.
No, it's Wilson. W-I-L-S-O.
No room reservations under that name during that year,
Okay, thanks anyway.
but we do have a few credit card charges.
Really? Well, have you got the dates?
Of course, let me pull up the file.
You two with me. Warrant to search the premises. Study upstairs, is it?
What the hell is this?
I'm after bank statements and phone records.
Contact between the sisters at that time was sporadic at best, but the day before Tara went missing, Alice texted asking to meet.
In the browsery.
Then later that night, there was a flurry of texts between them. I pulled the content from the phone company, and they don't make for pleasant reading. What have you done?
What are you talking about?
All that bullshit about conducting the most thorough investigation of your career. When actually, you just twisted the evidence to fit your first theory. David Collins, guilty.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you failing to mention the fight between Alice and Tara, pressuring an elderly witness into hearing a woman scream,
ignoring text messages sent by Alice to Tara the night she was killed. Read them, Will. Alice calls her sister spiteful and heartless and accuses her of ruining her life. And then hours later, Tara is dead. Read them!
I don't need to read them. You're smart, Kathy. You're way smarter than me, but you are naive. Every murder case I've ever worked on, and I've worked on a few, there are inconvenient bits of evidence that on first glance seem to challenge the real story. No, let me finish.
Oh, my God.
Now, in a decent world, in a fair world, these would get presented at court. They'd be examined, considered, and then dismissed as irrelevant. But we don't live in a decent world. And if I'd let these be used, the defence counsel would have had a field day with them, manipulating the court, creating a completely unreasonable doubt in the minds of the jury. And then a guilty and very dangerous man would have walked free. But if you genuinely think that what I did was wrong, if you think it was somehow immoral, fine. Go to Hillman, make a formal complaint, and then you'll find out just how naive you really are.
I haven't been entirely honest with you. I've done nothing wrong. But I was in a relationship with Tara Collins.
Melissa, please, wait. Look, just come into the house and we can talk.
Get off me!
Please, don't do this. But think of us. Think of our family.
We don't have a family.
Can you read them to me, Alice?
I don't want to.
Tara accuses you of being a parasite. You call her evil.
Okay. We did argue.
So you lied to us before?
Yeah.
What was the argument about?
I had asked her to pay for another round of IVF. She said no.
Why?
She said she was tired of throwing good money after bad.
Why would she say that?
Everyone thought that Tara was perfect. But she could be a complete bitch.
Did you attack her? Did you grab her by the throat outside the brasserie?
I regretted it straight away. I tried to apologize.
Did Rob know about this argument?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. We'll leave it there for now. But we're going to need to go through all your movements that night again. From the moment you and your sister parted, okay?
I did not kill my sister.
You okay? Just taking your advice.
Collins! Get up! What have you done to me?
So we have evidence that your former husband was having an affair with Tara Collins during 2008 and 2009. Did you know about this?
Yes.
And was it one of the reasons your marriage broke up?
It was the reason.
When did you discover the affair?
A couple of months after Tara died, I found some texts.
On the night Tara died, were you with your husband between the hours of 11 and 5 a.m.?
I don't know. I had a hard day with the kids, and I conked out about 10. I didn't wake up until 7, and he was in bed then. But I've no idea what time he got home that night.
It was a brief relationship, no more than a few months, and one I regretted as soon as it started.
Why?
Well, because she obviously wanted much more from it than I did.
What did you want?
Well, to me, it was just a physical thing, which was exciting for a time, and then it wasn't.
And Tara, do you think she loved you?
Yeah, I think maybe she did.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah.
And she thought you felt the same?
Well, maybe. She was used to getting what she wanted in life.
So you ending it would have been difficult for her?
I suppose.
We have records of her making a number of calls to your mobile, your office, and your house in the weeks leading to her death. Was this her trying to get you back?
Yeah.
And what did you say to her?
I just reiterated that it was over.
And you only spoke on the phone?
No. No, she had come to the hospital, wait outside my house.
Did you speak to her in person on those occasions?
A couple of times, yeah.
I imagine those exchanges would have been pretty heated.
Well, from her side, yeah.
Not yours?
Absolutely not. All I ever did was defend myself.
Physically?
I tried to make her understand that I would never leave my wife. And then one night she just went for me. Punching and kicking, and I threw out an arm to fend her off, and accidentally I caught her in the face. But I never meant to hurt her.
Where in the face?
Her cheek.
Your ex-wife has now said that she was actually asleep when you got home on the night of Tara's murder.
I left David's house at 10:30, no later, and went straight home.
You're sure?
Yes. This is insane. I would never have hurt Tara.
You just admitted you did.
Accidentally?
Maybe you killed her accidentally. A row just got out of hand.
No. I did not kill Tara Collins. I swear I did not kill her.
Why the hell did you lie to the police in the first place?
Because I was ashamed.
And that's all there was to it, the argument at the restaurant.
Oh, how could you even ask me that?
So what happens now?
They want to see me again.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell did they
Where's
want from
Jack?
you? Alice, are you listening to me?
Should have been home an hour ago.
Oh, great. You want that snipping to our list of misdemeanors?
I knew it. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid.
Alice, going there won't help.
Jack!
Alice, this isn't a good idea, is it?
And James walked right up to him, his pants and
straight out.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend of mine was called Gary, and what he used to do was he used to write the blood.
Dave.
He used to write the book.
Get in the car, Jack. Now.
Yeah, perhaps you should go, mate. It's getting late.
Yeah, you should. We'll do this again, okay?
This is bullshit.
You can't stop him coming here. You won't win this fight, Alice.
I will see you in hell before you take my children away from me.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, sweetheart. What are you doing here?
Are we gonna be okay?
Of course, sweetheart. Look, I know this is all scary. It's scary for me too, but we're gonna be fine. We love you too much to let anything bad happen to you. Look, pass me that rope. All right, give me a hand. Spread your fingers.
What is it?
This is like our little family. Pull that. Go on, pull. Unbreakable. Go on, pull. Yeah. Come on. Let's get home. What's for tea?
You know, eat fish fingers.
Come on, old man.
Hey, I'm out of condition.
I'm saying nothing. Just the last time we did this, I was actually sick trying to keep up with you.
Nape's Needle, we never climbed that, did we?
Still got all the gear in the shed.
All right. When we get back, I'm going to put a date in the diary. Huh? Deal?
Deal.
Good. Last one to the top bites the beers.
No.
Come on.
thanks. I wouldn't normally take it, but,
What?
No, it's fine.
What?
I got laid off yesterday.
You're joking. Why?
I don't know, really. Orders are right down, they're cutting back, and last in, first out, I guess. But I'm sure it's got nothing to do with you.
Right, okay. My solicitor rang yesterday. Apparently one of the tabloids is still sniffing around.
Dave, I really don't need...
I need the money, Phil. I need the money to fight the case. To buy the kids the basics, to live. Chances of me getting a job round here, 0. And you've worked yourself to the bone for me.
No.
I'm gonna make good. I'm gonna meet the guy.
Truth is, David's right.
No.
Yeah. We can't stop Jack going now. He's a teenage boy. The more we try, the more he resists us. I also think we've got more important things to worry about.
What more important than keeping our family together?
I think we need to get you a lawyer.
Which do you think I need help, do you? To cover my tracks? Look, I don't need a lawyer, Rob, because I have done nothing wrong. So I'm going to do the interview, I'm going to tell the truth, and then I'm going to get on with being a parent.
Hi, guys. You seen Joey Hudson around anywhere?
I think she's in with Hillman.
Thanks.
So Jack's 16 in a few weeks, Ro. He's almost taller than Rob. He can look after himself, can't he? But you can't, Ro. So I really need you to listen to me here, please. 3 juries have failed to find your father not guilty. 36 men and women have listened to the evidence in 3 trials over 7 years, and not one of them, darling, not one of them have been able to say the words, not guilty. And as much as I really understand your confusion right now, I really do, that scares me. It really does. And I think it should scare you too, sweetheart.
If it were 1 or 2 genuine mistakes, perhaps we could find a way around it.
Sir.
But this is way more than that. In fact, the evidence brought to me by D.I. Hudson strongly suggests your initial investigation wasn't just flawed, but also perhaps criminally negligent.
With respect, sir.
You will have the opportunity to answer the allegations made against you in due course, DCI Beach, but right now, I'm informing you that I am suspending you from duties, and I have forwarded the details regarding this allegation to professional standards.
The evidence against Collins remains, and I have no doubt
I expect
in
them
time...
to serve you with a Reg 15 notice. You will then have 10 days to respond in writing to the allegations made against you. The right to consult a Federation representative and senior...
You're to go nowhere near my kids, okay?
Which we wouldn't anyway. We know what they've been through already. And actually, what Sun readers are mainly interested in is your story. What you've been through, how you're moving forward.
And how long would this go on for?
We think 3 Saturdays. We always do a weekend personal interest story, and we're thinking prison years, the retrial and release, and then the future. These true life crime stories play very well now with all the stuff on telly coming over from America.
And for all of this, how much would you pay me?
I've been authorised to offer you £10,000, David.
I was hoping for more than that. I need more than that.
Maybe if we'd done it immediately after the trial collapsed, but that's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
Would you go to 15?
I'm really sorry.
13, then. Please. I've got lawyers' fees and I owe my brother money and I need to buy the kids stuff. Please.
I can go to 12. If we start right now, here, see if we can get it in for this weekend.
For 12.
Okay. Gonna need a couple of signatures.
She's still scared of him, you know. Mum.
Alice. You know, I heard her and Rob rang the other night. Police were asking questions about where she was the night Mum died.
No.
They've spoken to her once already, and now she has to go back in again.
What do they think?
I don't know. But Rob is really freaked out by it.
They don't think she...
No, I don't know. And, Rob, I wasn't going to say anything. It's just... If she's telling you shit like she's scared of our dad and trying to come between you and me... Right now, I trust him a lot more than I trust her.
Thanks for this, mate. I shouldn't be more than 10 minutes, okay?
Did you say anything?
Oh, what could I say?
Do you trust me?
Of course.
I need to ask possibly a difficult question for you to answer, but I want to qualify it by saying that any investigation is as much about eliminating possibilities as it is about finding them, okay?
Right.
Did your wife ever express any concerns about her sister?
What sort of concerns?
Did you ever say anything to suggest that she was scared of her? Physically scared of her?
Are you being serious?
Did she?
As much as I would love to say yes. No. They had a fiery relationship, but they were sisters, you know, but I never got any sense that she thought that Alice would actually hurt her.
Okay.
Why do you ask? What have you found out?
I can't disclose any more information
Hey,
at this time.
No. She has my children.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I've told you everything I can at this stage. Thank you very much.
Do you have any kids, Kathy?
One.
Boy or a girl?
A boy.
Right, and if you found out that he was in any kind of danger, then you would have to know, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? You'd have to know, so...
I think Alice has brought them up very well for 7 years, and I'm sure that they're completely safe. Be in touch. I've asked Alice Moffat for a minute-by-minute timeline of where she was from leaving Tara at 9:55 to approximately 8 the next morning. And Graham, can you do a full sweep on her? See if she had any previous history, cautions, bindovers, parking tickets, anything at all?
Yep. Well, are we seriously now suggesting she's a possible suspect?
She was jealous of what her sister had, the career, the kids, and she owed her nearly £20,000, which she couldn't pay back. Yes, she's a suspect. As indeed is Tom Wilson. He's now confessed to being in a troubled relationship with Tara. And we know that on more than one occasion they fought. The question is, did it ever spill over into anything more? Steve, let's go back over his movements that night, look through all the original CCTV footage and all the original witness statements, please.
Gov.
And then lastly, David Collins. The most damning evidence against him has always been his wife's blood on his coat. His defense convinced the jury that cross-contamination was a possible reason. Was it a likely one? Mary-Louise, you speak to the lab again. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.
What happened with DCI Beach, Gov? We already got served with a Reg 15 yesterday.
Reg 15s are signed off by the head of PSU. I don't know anything about that, but I was asked to give an update on the investigation, how it's moved on, which I did.
The idiot actually got nailed for destroying government property because he shredded everything when he knew SMU were onto him.
And how compromised were his methods?
How about very fucking compromised?
So what was he actually doing or not doing?
Everything. Buying cheap materials, invoicing for government standard and pocketing the difference, reusing disposable Petri dishes. His cleaning and log protocols were totally chaotic.
And he really did shred everything. We have no records I can look at all.
Why else do you think Collins got off?
Okay. So his coat. Run it through testing again.
Have you got any idea how many times that coat's been looked at?
I want it done again.
The blood was clearly in a spatter pattern. That was never cross-contamination.
ASAP. Please.
So what else am I looking for?
Everything. Hair, sweat, skin, fibers, foreign debris. Anything, everything.
I told the original officer all that. Nothing's changed.
So you got home about 10:15. You had a cup of tea and went to bed at about 11. And then you woke up at about 9, just before getting the bus to work, arriving slightly late, just after 10.
Yes.
And we have a record of one last call to Tara's mobile. This one at 10:27 from your landline.
Yes.
Which she didn't answer.
No.
And you didn't leave a message.
I went through all this 7 years ago.
And this call suggests that you couldn't have been anywhere near Hailsham at that time?
No.
And Rob was at home when you got back?
Yes.
And he'll corroborate these timings?
Yes.
Can you tell me then why your car was clocked by a speed camera doing 57 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone halfway between your house and Tara's at 10:26 that night?
What?
We've just learned that your car was photographed speeding at 10:26 on the B3307.
Well, I know. I don't know.
Could it have been you driving?
No, I'd been drinking. No, it wasn't me.
Did anyone apart from your husband have access to your car?
No.
Did you report it stolen?
No.
So it must have been Rob.
Well, I don't know.
Except you said in your original statement and just now to us that he was with you all night. Could he have taken the car without you realizing?
I suppose it's possible.
And can I ask then if, when you came in, you told him about the row you did?
I don't remember specifically. It was 7 years ago. But I imagine I would have done, yes.
And obviously he knew about the money you'd borrowed from her and not yet paid back. What time did you say you woke again, sorry?
About 9.
And he was in the house then?
Yes, definitely.
Are you sure, Alice? You've already given us several very different accounts of your movements that night.
Yeah, he was there. It was there, I promise.
It's all here. It's all in good nick as well. Oh, Dave, no.
Look,
no.
That's a fraction of what I owe you, all right? So please, come on, it makes me feel better. All right? For me.
Didn't take long, did it?
What didn't?
Me taking handouts from you.
Yeah.
Normal service, eh? What are you up to?
To give my lawyer money and then to tell him that Alice Moffat is now a suspect. Yeah. Should make things interesting, eh?
But no one wants to charge me of anything. No one's accusing me of anything. I'm not being re-interviewed. I made a terrible mistake having an affair with Tara, and I'll never stop feeling shitty about what my selfishness cost my kids. But that was 8 years ago, Mel. And that's not who I am now.
So please come back home and let me prove I can be a better father to our child.
Please.
Well, according to my notes, you were flagged from a door-to-door as having possible useful information, but it was never followed up.
Not me. It was my wife they spoke to.
Right. Well, it looks like we've got Mr. Adebayo here, sorry. Can you remember what information it was she had, sir?
She saw someone that night, walking away from the direction of Collins' house. We only live 100 yards or so from them.
Right. Is your wife around?
She's at work, but I can get her to call you later.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let me give you my direct line.
It's all there.
So, which do you want me to concentrate on, the house or the kids?
The kids, obviously. Because I defy any court in the world to think they're safer with them now than with me.
Okay.
Right. And then when we do get the kids, which we will, I want you to go after their house. I'm practically homeless. Let's see how they fucking like it.
No worries. Yeah, see you then. He's really sorry, mate, but he's not going to be back for a while. He's had to go into town short notice.
Why?
Following up on some work possibilities, I think.
Hey.
I mean, you're very welcome to wait.
It's fine. I'll come back tomorrow. I used to see you know. And you used to watch us in the park.
And there was me thinking I had a future in special ops.
I always wanted to come visit after you moved down. It felt unfair that you got caught up in everything. But Mum, Alice, thought it'd be confusing for us.
Well, I'm sure she didn't make the decision lightly. Look, I know things got really messy after your mum died. But I think Alice is basically a good person. Don't you?
Whatever happened to Auntie Gemma? When you guys were down from Bolton, used to babysit us. Bring us donuts. We liked Auntie Gem.
Yeah, she went back to live with her folks in Burnley.
Why?
Oh, you know, it was hard after the trial. It was hard for everyone.
How could you have done that?
Jesus. Well,
How could you actually have gone to Hillman?
you shouldn't be here.
How could you do that to me?
I didn't do anything to you. You did it to yourself. You ignored key evidence, you failed to make a full disclosure, and you lied, Will.
I loved you so much.
Oh, yeah, you loved me so much that you did everything you could to manipulate me into protecting you. And I loved you, and Jacob loved you, and you betrayed us both.
So that's what this is, revenge.
It isn't, because unlike you, I don't let my personal life interfere with my work.
Oh, yeah? Listen,
Fuck, Will. You're drunk. Go home. Don't come here again.
I'm sorry. I just want to show you this. I'm guessing you've not found it yet. It was only introduced pre-sentencing. The truth. Kath? My methods may leave a little bit to be desired, but the truth, I've always had a nose for the truth, and I think you know that. And deep down, I think you still know it was Collins.
David Collins' girlfriend never pressed charges, and the caution's long since spent.
How long were they together?
2 years. Proper relationship.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, I want us to try and track her down, get her side of things, because if Collins did do that, that's a history of domestic violence, and that is not good.
Hang on a minute. Am I under arrest?
No, not at the moment. This would be a voluntary interview relating to questions we have following our interview with your wife. But I am going to caution you.
What have you said, love?
I haven't said anything, sweetheart, I swear.
And tell you that you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay.
I don't want to do this here. Can we do it at the station, please?
Of course. After you.
Rosie? Rosie? Rosie?
What's happening?
Nothing, darling. Everything's fine.
Did Rob do something wrong?
Dad did nothing wrong.
So why are they taking him
They
then?
just want to ask him a few questions, darling. It's really fine.
Some questions like what?
Rosie, I'm really tired and stressed. Can you just...
Did you?
Did I what?
Did you do something bad?
Something bad like what?
Did you hurt my mother?
No, I did not hurt your sainted mother, but my God, she hurt me every day of her life. Rosie, please. Rosie, please. Sorry, Rosie, please. Leave me alone.
Yes, it was me driving the car.
Okay. Where are you heading?
I was looking for a late-night chemist. There's one in Exminster.
Okay, for what?
Alice had been on antidepressants for some time, since the IVF problems we'd had, and she'd run out a few days before. She had a new prescription, but she hadn't picked it up. And when she got back that night, she was crying, upset. She was very low, and I decided to see if I could pick up her medication.
At 10:30 at night?
Yes.
So what difference would it have made going in the morning? Antidepressants can take weeks to get into your system.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to get out as well. We'd rowed, and I wanted some time to think.
Rowed about what?
Tara, how to deal with her behavior. I wanted to cut her off for good, but Alice would never contemplate that.
Would it be fair to say that you didn't like Tara?
No, it wouldn't be fair to say that at all. It would be fair to say that I hated her for the pain she caused my wife.
Did you get the prescription?
No. No, the chemist closed at 11. I got there about 5 past. That would have been while I was speeding.
Right. I don't have a map in front of me, obviously, but am I right in thinking that to get from where you were then living to Exminster, you would have had to pass through Hailsham?
Yes.
And the camera snapped you in Slinfield. How many miles is that before Hailsham, would you say? About 2, 3?
Yeah, about that.
So Tara's train gets in at 10:35. A few minutes to get off the platform, down onto the road. Let's say 10:40. Would you say that was about the time you were passing through?
Yes.
Did you see her?
Sadly not, otherwise she might still be alive.
Yeah, absolutely certain.
Absolutely.
You work at a boatyard, don't you?
Yes.
What do you do there, specifically?
Anything and everything.
You work with ropes?
Yes, sometimes.
Do you know what a butterfly knot is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Andy, how's tricks?
Yeah, all good. You?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Listen, mate. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. You know I'm doing a couple of days a week at the Farmbrook Clinic.
Yeah.
So you never heard this from me, but I've just seen Melissa in reception.
Oh, stop her, Andy. I'm on my way. Just stop her.
Gov, I've just spoken to an old witness that was never followed up.
Yeah?
So she lives on the same road as the Collins. And on the night of the murder, as she was arriving home, she saw Tom Wilson walking away from the Collins house.
Right, yeah. We know this.
No, it's not that. It's the timing. She says it was definitely around 11:30.
What makes her so sure?
She was working at Anderson's, the meatpacking place, doing shift work. The later she finished at 11, it took her 10 minutes to get out. It's a 20-minute walk home.
And she's absolutely certain it was him.
He was her obstetrician for both her kids.
Paul Wilson and again, yeah?
Now, I have told you several times now, sir.
I just want to speak to her. It's my child as well. She's my wife. I have a right to speak to my own wife, don't I?
Not if she doesn't want to speak to you, no. Now, please, do yourself a favor and walk away, or I will call the police.
Fine, I'm going. Fine.
You twat.
Ow!
Hi.
What happened?
The police, they came and took Dad away, and Mum started shouting at me, and I just had to get out of there.
Yeah. So do you want to go say hello? You're fine. You're fine. Rosie, this is Dad.
Hello, Rosie. It's lovely to see you. God, you must be nervous. I know I am.
I'm gonna go get some drinks, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Should we sit down? I'm going to say a couple of things, Rosie, and then
then I'll shut up. Okay. Firstly, I loved your mum so much. I would never have hurt a hair on her head. And I was just as devastated as you were when she died. And secondly, I just wanted to tell you, in case you didn't know, that not a single hour went by when I didn't think about you and Jack. I missed you both so much. And I love you both from the bottom of my heart. And whatever happens between us, I will always, always love you.
I didn't think I'd remember anything about you, but I do.
What do you remember?
Your smell. Soap and jumpers.
Here we go. This is for you. This is for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much for your help. Right. That was Collins's girlfriend. When they were students, they were in a boozer, both very drunk, and she swears blind it was actually her hitting Collins.
So where did he get the caution?
The arresting officer didn't believe her, thought she was scared of him.
Right.
And the officer told Collins that if he didn't accept the caution, he'd charge him.
Okay. Good work.
Have a look at this, will you?
She told me the day before that she was going to tell David about us. And then she was going to tell my wife. And that night, he invited me around to play poker. And he was really weird with me. Really odd. And I thought that he must know. And that he was sort of testing me. And then later that night, she was murdered. And obviously he was a suspect. Except then, someone in town said that the milkman had seen him at 5:30. And I realized he couldn't have done it. He couldn't have got her body all the way out to Dedham and then got back again by 5:30 if I had been with him until 11:30.
So?
So, I changed my timing slightly to keep him in custody so that he wouldn't say anything to my wife about me in town. Oh. I never thought it would be that important. I never thought he'd actually be convicted. I was just trying to buy a little time. And then the evidence came out about the blood. And I thought, okay, maybe he did do it. I mean, maybe he didn't go all the way out to Dedham that night. Maybe he didn't put her there until a few days later,
He was
but...
being watched 24 hours a day. You're a smart man. You'd have known that.
I just... The longer it went on, the more scared I became. I couldn't find a way out. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry.
At that time, your house was on the other side of the station, wasn't it?
She got off the train at 10:35. I didn't go past the station for at least an hour.
Well, she was drunk. She might have passed out somewhere. She might have been sick. She might have met someone. We don't know what happened to her.
I swear I did not kill her.
But we do know that she wasn't at her house, don't we?
Yeah, she wasn't at her house.
And we do know that you would clearly have stopped at nothing to conceal your affair.
I didn't kill her.
Did you actually say you thought it was me who killed her?
Of course I didn't. They just asked me who was driving the car, and I was shocked because I didn't even know you'd gone out.
Because you were passed out. A fairly regular occurrence at that time.
Well, why didn't you tell me in the morning?
Well, I don't know, I forgot.
I didn't even need my pills that night.
I thought you did, sorry.
So what else did you think I needed, Rob? What else did you think you should do for me?
Sammy.
You tell me.
I'm not the one who attacked her.
I did not attack her.
Listen, they told me some of the things you said in your texts.
I was angry and drunk.
Yeah? Well, they scared me, and you know what? I don't blame the kids for wanting to go back to their daddy.
No,
He
I
is a safer
cannot
bet than
believe
living
you
here.
said that.
You just more or less accused me of killing your sister.
Okay, so, sorry. Say again what the flakes contained.
Dibutyl phthalate, camphor, and ferric ferrocyanide.
How was this not found before?
Just more sophisticated tests available now.
And so, ferrocyanide, I mean, what is that? Sounds like some sort of poison to me.
No, not a poison. None of them are poisons. They're just some of the ingredients of a very everyday compound. What we found in both pockets of the coat are trace elements of a woman's nail varnish.
1 second.
Yeah, Hudson.
Gov is me. Say all that again to my governor.
The time you and Tara fought, you said it was in an alley by the hospital.
Yeah.
Was this at night?
Yeah.
Late?
After a shift, about 10.
And this was February 12th.
If you say so.
So it was cold.
I guess.
Was it dry, raining, snowing?
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know. It's 7.5 years ago.
What was she wearing?
It's, one of those, kind of parka with a fur-lined hood. She was kind of swamped in it like a...
Great, thanks. It was -3 on February the 12th, 2009.
So it's freezing cold. Tara can't find her coat, or hers isn't warm enough, so she grabs her husband's on the way out.
I do it all the time.
And that's why her blood was on it. Not from her murder, but from when Tom Wilson hit her 3 months before. She's wearing David's coat.
Hey.
Hi. So sorry to disturb you so late.
That's fine.
I've got some news.
Yeah, should we go back? Yeah, that's fine. What news?
We believe we found evidence which conclusively exonerates you. If you'd like to come down to the station tomorrow, I can go through it all with you in detail. But we now believe that your wife borrowed your coat several months before she died, and the blood on it was from then, from an encounter with Tom Wilson. We also now know that he was at your house until 11:30, which obviously supports your original alibi.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, David. I'm so sorry for everything you've been through. Okay, yeah. All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
David! Where have you been? I've been calling and calling.
What's happened?
I didn't know you were getting a copy delivered. Jack beat me to it.
Jack, listen to me. Look,
Stay away from us, all right?
Listen, I shouldn't have done this. Okay, I shouldn't have done this, but everything that this man wrote, it's all lies, it's all like twisted and exaggerated.
Well, someone wasn't having affairs then? She wasn't suffocated by family?
Listen, not in the way that he suggests.
Why would you even talk to him?
Because I was desperate. I didn't have a bloody penny to my name. I owe people money, Jack, all right? I owe your Uncle Phil, I wanted to do things with you two.
Now, don't blame us. All right, we didn't ask to be humiliated like this.
Fine,
Ro, come on, we're going.
Listen!
Jack!
Okay, your mum, she struggled. She struggled with this place and she struggled with me. And sometimes I think she felt like she thought her life could have turned out differently. But the one thing that she never regretted was having you two. Okay, you were the brightest stars in her entire life. And I'm so sorry for everything that you've been through, and you didn't deserve any of it. You two are the only innocents in this whole mess. So, please, don't listen to these lies.
So, Tom Wilson, where are we with his first wife?
She's clammed up on us. She doesn't want to cooperate.
Make her. Threaten her with obstruction if you have to. We need to know what sort of man he was, what he liked to do. Would he have owned the sort of equipment used in the disposal of Tara's body? Did you speak to the DVLA?
They confirmed the Muffets only had one car registered in their name at the time of Tara's death.
And we know Alice walked into town every day. So we can assume that Rob used the car for work. He would have had ropes, tarpaulin, tools in the back.
Tom Wilson, on the other hand, he left the Collins house on foot that night. So he might have encountered Tara at the station, but if he did attack her, he would have had to conceal the body, source a car, and the necessary gear before returning to dispose of her.
The timing's tight.
Yeah. We need to get the Moffats back in, separately this time.
Right, boss.
Right, boss.
I'm surprised you have the nerve to come back here after what you did. That was our baby, Melissa. Our future. And you didn't even have the decency.
Don't you dare talk to me about decency.
I have done nothing wrong. How many
You
times?
sent an innocent man to jail. You slept with his wife. You paid Louise to cover for you. And you lied. You lied to my face again and again.
I was just trying to protect you.
You're a coward, Tom. And a fantasist. You keep telling yourself that it's my fault. But you destroyed our family. No one else.
Right then. Okay.
Do you want to come in? No one's here, so...
Do you like living here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Have they been good to you? You always felt loved and looked after?
Yeah.
And safe? Have you always felt safe here?
You don't think they could have had something to do with Mum's death?
I don't know. I really don't know.
The night Tara died, you two argued about money.
We wanted to pay her back. Of course we did, we just couldn't.
Had she asked for it back?
Yeah.
When?
That night. She was thinking about her life post-divorce.
But she knew you didn't have the money. What were you going to do? Sell your car? Sell your flat? She wanted your flat.
She said if we didn't have the cash, we'd have to sell it.
Your own sister was going to throw you out on the streets. Even though she had plenty of money.
I think she thought I'd taken advantage of her.
Is that why you assaulted her?
She was just being so cruel.
Did you kill her, Alice?
No.
Did you want to kill her?
For a second, maybe, yeah.
Did you tell Rob how you felt? That night before he went out, did you tell him how you felt about your sister.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Not sure I see the point in that. You get all that money selling your story, and you blow it buying the papers back. Strange you never mentioned any of this at the time. Your wife shagging your best friend. I bet that drove you mad, didn't it? Knowing he was giving her what you couldn't. Is that why you did it? Is that why you took a hammer to her? Smashed her skull in? I know you killed her, David. Why don't you just get it off your chest?
She told me they argued, yes.
What about?
Tara refused to pay for another round of IVF. Thought it was a waste of money.
Anything else?
Such as?
Did Alice say anything else about the argument?
Well, she was pretty wasted, so,
Did she say she hated her sister?
no.
Did she say she wanted to harm her sister?
No.
Did she say she wished Tara was dead, or words to that
No,
effect?
of course not. But she cried, she vented a bit, and then she took herself off the bed.
And then you went out.
And then I went out.
My instinct is he's lying about the row and about his wife's state of mind. There was a point where I wondered whether they might be in it together.
And now?
I think Tara was slowly driving Alice mad. I think she was in a tough spot herself and she was prepared to take it out on her sister. And Alice was on antidepressants, she was heavily in debt, she was about to be thrown out on the street. I think she would happily have murdered her sister that night if the opportunity had presented itself.
But Rob took the initiative.
Yeah. I think he saved her from herself. He could see what was happening and he acted to protect her. He loved her deeply, he still does.
Keep him in custody. Extend the hours if you have to. We need something concrete. A witness, forensics, a confession.
Yes, sir.
We can't afford to get this wrong.
You told us that Dad beat Mum up, and you said she was terrified.
That is what your mum told.
But did you ever see him hit her?
Please, Jack, come on.
It's okay, you can answer the question.
No, I didn't. But she had marks on her, you know. A fractured cheekbone.
Which was nothing to do with our dad.
Which we now know was nothing to do with your dad, yes.
You stood up in court and you swore that he attacked her. I'm not stupid, I've read the reports.
I know. And I was wrong that I helped to convict David, but at the time I absolutely believed what I was saying.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Your mum told me that your dad hit her. She wanted to leave him, it all just added up. I thought that he was responsible for her death, and I wanted to see that he paid back.
Well, then what about now?
I really
Who do you think is responsible now?
South Downs Police. Warrant to search the premises.
I'd like to up your dosage of FSH, but if that doesn't work, there are... Excuse me. Oh, for God's sake, Louise, I am with a patient.
We need to talk.
I'm sorry, would you give us a moment, please?
I had the police round today. They want to charge me with obstruction of justice.
Why?
Because I lied for you. Do you know what you get for obstruction? 2 years.
Well, I'm sure it won't come to that.
Oh, won't it? They charged you perverting the course of justice, according to DC Becton. What are the kids going to think when their mum and their dad are charged with a criminal offence?
I'll do all that I can to help.
I need money for a lawyer. A good one.
So that's what this is all about.
Oh, you owe me, Tom. Big time.
I owe you nothing. You've had more than your pound of flesh from me.
I'm not going to let you ruin my life.
Ruin your life? Oh, yeah, you really suffered, haven't you? What with the house and the holidays and with my kids? Yeah, you really had it bad. You have been leeching off me for years, but it stops now.
You're hurting me.
I have done everything that you asked. And what did you do in return? You told my wife to abort our baby. Well, you don't get another penny out of me for as long as I live. Now, fuck off!
I don't think you're a bad man, Rob. I'm sure you regret what you did to Tara.
I think you found Tara that night. And in that moment, at that time, your actions made perfect sense. Because Alice had already told you she wanted her sister dead. You know, she'd given you the go-ahead. So you killed her.
No.
How long have you been using Robertson and Carter tarpaulins?
What?
We found one today in your boatyard, the same make as the one Tara's body was wrapped in.
Everyone uses R&C tops.
It won't be hard for us to check the dates, Rob. Okay? And the longer you hold out, the worse it looks. So, why don't you just do the right thing? One word from you, and all that pain, all that uncertainty
Just goes away. Tara will have justice. You will have a clear conscience, and Alice and your family will be able to move on.
He's refusing to cooperate, so we arrested him. Hopefully some time in custody will encourage him to reconsider.
Could you be wrong about this? Are you looking at anyone else?
No, we're not looking at anyone else.
Okay.
I know it's difficult to take in, but this is good news, David.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you. Right now, I'm going to see my lawyer about getting my kids back.
You can't kick me out. I built this bloody practice from scratch. You wouldn't have a single patient if it wasn't for me. This place is built on my reputation. It's my name above the door.
And there's the problem. The adverse publicity surrounding the Collins case has been hugely damaging to this practice.
It'll blow over.
Will it? When you've already been charged with perverting the course of justice?
You shouldn't believe everything my ex-wife tells you.
We don't, which is why we rang the police earlier. In these circumstances, it's our view that your continued employment here is detrimental to the business. So we're suspending you, pending an official internal investigation.
Your patient list will revert to me, and your appointment's rescheduled. You will be required to leave the building immediately.
see her.
I'm not here to
and
see her.
she
I've got
expressly
the
said
kids.
no one was to see the kids until she was back. Jack.
Rosie?
David, you can't be here.
Jack.
Rosie?
What's David doing?
Jack.
Dad?
Jack, listen. I need to speak to you and your sister. Where is she?
Talk to your lawyer. He can get a message to him. It's 5 minutes. That's all I need. Listen, if the situation changes, if your husband is charged, then you can arrange a visit.
Please, I just want to speak to him.
There's nothing you can do here, Alice. Go home.
You'll know by now that Rob has been arrested on suspicion of murder. Now, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen next or when he'll be charged or what that means, but what I do know is I do not want either of you living here. Now, nothing's going to happen without your say-so, but I've instructed my lawyers to apply for what's called an emergency custody order, which means that you come and live with me just until things have settled. Now, if you say no, I will accept that. But I do think it is the best thing to do, given the circumstances. So what do you say? Do you want to come and live with your old dad?
There you go. You get seatbelt.
David! David, please! Please, you can't just take them! David, please!
It's already done. Talk to your lawyers.
No! Please! Please!
There you go. Right. You got everything?
Yeah.
No.
They hardly slept a wink. Rosie was crying half the night.
It's bound to take them a while to adjust.
I just wish we'd left 10 minutes earlier.
You did the right thing. And you got what you wanted. So try to enjoy it.
What time's the boss in?
She's usually here by now.
There's nothing to tell, sir. These are entirely innocent. He was upset. I was reassuring him.
That your job now, is it?
Sometimes, yeah.
How many times have you met him on your own, away from the station?
A handful of occasions.
Where?
At a cafe, at his home, on the pier. But only because I was trying to build up trust with him, and there was no way I could do that here at the station.
You knew this had to be done by the book, that we couldn't afford any mistakes, and yet you choose to go on a series of dates with a key suspect.
They weren't dates.
Well, that's what they bloody look like. What do you think the press would make of them? Do you have feelings for Collins?
No, absolutely not. I feel sorry for him because he was robbed of being a dad for 7 years because of us, and I am ashamed of what this force has put him through.
Which is why I'm going to have to take you off the case.
That's not necessary, sir.
Effective immediately, DS Garcia will assume your role, and I expect the handover to be smooth and swift.
Rob Moffat's records were all over the place, so I went direct to Robson and Carter. The first time Rob Moffat bought tarpaulins from them was January 2010, 8 months after Tara Collins was killed. Prior to that, he was buying them from Humphreys. Yeah. So what do you want to do now?
I never took any photos.
I know you're lying.
Why would I do that?
To mess up my career.
Oh, yeah. Hillman loves you.
Well, he's taken me off the case, so.
You're kidding.
Were you jealous or something?
I would never go to him like that.
I don't believe
No matter
you.
how angry...
You don't even have the balls to own up to it, do you?
God.
Wage your campaign against David and let your jealousy mess up your career and mine. And I hope you can live with the consequences, Will, because you won't be seeing me or Jacob again.
This won't be forever.
Really, Dad, it's fine.
Once things have settled down a bit, I'll look for somewhere bigger, you know? Maybe somewhere away from Hailsham. Somewhere a bit more exciting. We can even head up north. My old stomping ground. You get a lot more bang for your buck up there. We can get somewhere with a nice big garden and a trampoline, or we'll get some pets. But we don't have to decide now, I'm just thinking. I think a fresh start is going to be best for everyone.
Rob,
They're not charging me.
what? It's over.
Yeah, they've let me go, Alice.
I'll come and get you, love.
Yeah, that'll be great, thank you.
I'll be as quick as I can.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
I took a pill today, Rob. More than one, actually. Losing the kids, you know, losing you. But then if I was going to do it, I wanted to be with them at the end. So I was looking at some photographs of the kids, us all together. And what I saw there was 7 years of happy memories. You know, we're not bad people. Done stupid things, but we are not bad people.
Did he say why he took the photos?
No, he's denying it. But that's Will all over. Swear black is white to avoid admitting he made a mistake.
Tell me about it.
Sorry, that was kind of thoughtless of me.
Oh, he's fine. So many lives affected by that man.
Kathy? Thanks for bringing us up to speed.
No worries.
But, I think it's best if we call time on these visits now. I mean, you've been very helpful, but you're off the case.
All right.
And David needs to spend some time with his kids now. I'm sure you understand.
Is that what David wants?
Sorry?
Is it what he wants or what you want?
It's what's best for him.
Well, maybe, but David's an adult, and if that's how he feels, I'm sure he can tell me face to face.
Just stay away. Okay? We don't want you here. Digging out one of the tents for the kids. Show them how to put it up.
What were you talking to Kathy about? About the car?
Not a lot, just chatting about what happens now with the case and that.
Seemed a bit heated, that's all.
Not really, no.
Not really? What's going on?
Nothing.
If you're not going to tell me, Phil, I'll ask Kathy.
I told her not to come round here anymore.
Why?
Do you even have to ask? She's a police officer. She's part of the force that sent you down. Why would you want to cozy up to her?
Because she's nice and she's been very fair to me and because I like her.
I can see that.
What's that supposed to mean?
You always did have bad taste in women.
Oi. Easy, Phil. All right.
Which is why your big brother has to look out for you. Kathy Hudson's trouble, mate. Trust me.
His brother? I don't know, Kath.
I know, it's nuts, but humour me.
Philip Collins. He worked for your company for a number of years, starting in May 2005. Okay, I get that, but is there anyone else there who was working for the company back then? Thank you. Mr. Robinson, I'm DS Mary-Louise Garcia. I'd like to talk with you about Philip Collins, if I may. That's right. He started with you in 05, I believe, and... Okay, I didn't realise that. Can you remember why he was let go? And can you remember when? Right.
How can this guy be so sure? This was years ago.
Because it was a disciplinary matter. Phil had taken off in the company vehicle when he was supposed to be in the office and racked up an extra 500 miles on the clock. And he refused to explain himself when his boss challenged him. And then he was sacked less than a week after Tara was murdered.
Was there anything about his behaviour that struck you as suspicious? Anything you can remember?
Well, he was around a lot, but I thought he was being supportive and he'd taken time off work.
And maybe he didn't tell you because he didn't want to burden you, but we have to consider other possibilities as well.
Did you see him at all in the days leading up to Tara's murder?
No, he was in Bolton. He was in Bolton on the day that Tara went missing. Because Tara had told me that she was leaving me and, you know, I was in bits. And then I called him the next morning to tell him that Tara was missing, and he was still there. He was still there. So, no, it can't have been him. It can't.
His supervisor said he left work suddenly on the day Tara died. He took a phone call around 4 and then took off. He was at work the next morning, but looked a mess and wouldn't say where he'd been.
And we think he called you and then he headed back down this way, either to see you or to confront Tara.
Why? Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
I don't know, David. I don't know, but we are going to have to question him.
This is... The photographs that were sent to your boss, Phil sent them.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Dave.
You taught me how to do that.
What's that mean?
Butterfly knot. You taught me how to do that. Strong as steel, if done right, you said. Do you remember?
Glad to see you getting ready into gear for our trip.
They know, mate. They know.
Sorry?
The police. They know that you weren't in Bolton on the day that Tara was murdered.
Sorry, mate. What are we talking
I
about here?
spoke to your supervisor at DDT, Sam Robinson. Is that it? He told them why he had to let you go.
You don't want to go believing that.
They sent them the report. Apparently, you drove 500 miles that day. Why? Where did you go? Where did you go? Hey, did you go anywhere nice? Did you go anywhere nice?
I came round to see you. I told myself I was coming down to give you some moral support, but actually, mate, I came down to enjoy myself. Do you know what it's like being me? Hey, the older brother. The older brother who can't hold down a job, can't get a wife. Do you remember that look my girlfriends gave me when I introduced them to you? It was the same look. The same look Mum and Dad always gave me. Disappointment.
Here we go. Hey.
Like they'd made a mistake. I had that for years, mate. Years and years. So I came down to watch you suffer. Little bro, with his big house, lovely family, was in a spot of bother. His wife was walking out on him, taking the kids with her. His business was in trouble. To be honest, mate, it was too good to miss. I'm not proud of myself. Don't get me wrong, I am a different man now. But back then,
You tell me what happened, Bill. You tell me what happened. I swear. Traffic was a bitch. It took me ages to get down, but then... and I'm driving past the station and I see her.
She's pissed. That's obvious enough. So I offered her a lift. I thought she'd say no. Tara always thought I was a prick. But this time she opts in. And she goes for it. Slagging you off. Slagging off her family. She actually called you a worm. It always sticks in my memory because I'd never heard anyone call you that before. And then the next thing I know, we're parked by your house. She says she's going to sneak in the back, but she's not going anywhere. She's really in the swing of it now. Telling me what Tom Wilson liked to do to me. And I can't resist. I see myself having her outside your posh house in my crappy van. So I touched her. Don't know what I was expecting. Slap. Kiss. But she just sits there with this weird expression on her face, and she says I'm low, mate. But I'm not that low. I can still hear her slurring her words, that fucking sneer spread across her face, and then she's out on the van and trotting up the path like it's all a big joke. I don't remember thinking about what I was doing. I had some work tools in the front well, and I grabbed a lump hammer and
My wife! It was my wife!
I didn't mean to kill her, but that's me all over in here. I can't help fucking me, so...
I'm senses! You just stood there!
Dave, I've been trying to make up for it ever since. You gotta believe me. Oh, Big Brother's sport, eh? I'm sorry. Sorry, Dave. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. Oh.
A 47-year-old man has now been charged with the murder of Tara Collins. I can confirm that we're no longer looking for anyone else in connection with this crime. We are satisfied with the way this investigation has been conducted, and I would like to pay tribute to DI Kathy Hudson and her team for their unstinting efforts. I would also like to take this opportunity to apologize to the Collins family. Should never have taken this long time.
You ready? Yeah, mate.
Thanks. There you go.
on then.
Are we there?
Yeah, we're here.
Ro, wake up.
Jack? You all right?
We decided to stay. I think we've all been punished enough, don't you?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you.